I came into this movie thinking that this was going to be hot garbage only because of I saw so much information about it being trash, right? I have to go to this long-winded explanation. I get into it, the first 30 to 45 minutes, I was entertained. I was like, what's wrong with people? What is this is they're touching on things as good things. There's always like maybe that wasn't then the next half of the movie.
Wait,
And it
what
made
was
me
it?
realize it was complete and utter trash.
Wait, what was the turd? What was the scene where you turned to be like, oh no, no, no?
Oh no, everything after he started, the only surreal violent scene that I liked and had to do with the themes and made sense was when the guy was shooting the football in the guy's face. Like you felt the tension, and then it just took a turn from there. Actually, no, because I think they're actually when they did this is a spoiler alert, by the way, guys. You're supposed to say that on the internet. They get mad at us in the comments. But when he hit the guy in the head and you thought that it was his head and then they reversed it, I like that. That was a good little tactic, a little trick. But everything from then is just trash. The surrealism
So once
just
we
took a notch.
once we get to I can't remember the nigga's name.
Isaiah White.
Isaiah's little camp, things go astray. It's a beautiful movie.
Visually, it was killing it.
It was
I was
killing
like,
it.
wow.
Every bit of the camera was beautiful, and it was moving quickly. And I'm like, okay, I didn't know why the nigga had to get 8 Super Bowls. I was waiting for like, oh, that's why it had to be 8, because that's a ridiculous. If you got 4, that would be a ridiculous number, right? Like 8 was
but people don't know. People, I think it's the extremism of it all is kind of important, and it also shows the whole blood trial goat thing of him basically
real. So like, if you're gonna make it like he got 8 rings, and then the reason is because he's getting the special blood that your grandfather was using in the old days of the NFL when it was Jim Brown or whatever the fuck. Like,
that don't make sense.
I mean, it did it. It needed to the whole sports angle was problematic and just didn't totally make sense. I was like, wait a minute, did he get attacked by an actual thing, or was that a thing in his imagination? Because some magical beast appears out of nowhere, attacks him, and then disappears. And what is that? That's never explained.
All right, so they're trying to relate that to. So let me just say that this movie is filled with the symbolism and metaphors that we usually enjoy in movies like Sinners and even works of art. It's filled with it. The problem is you have to have emotional stakes and reasoning for those symbolism and metaphors. Like you have to earn the fact that a symbolism, these are tools to tell a story. They're not the story. So where's the story and what does it mean? So here's the issue. You have this freaking wildebeest looking thing that smacks him over the head, and it's supposed to be 2 things. Yeah, it's supposed to, which is fine. It's supposed to be 2 things. When I first see it, it's fine. But then after it comes and there's nothing, they don't tell you anything, they don't earn it, it's complete bullshit. But when you first see it, it's like, wow, that imagery is crazy, all that. But anyways, it's supposed to be a super fan of, as well as the idea of his like
super fan.
It's supposed to be super fan, like the idea of athletic worship. That's what it really is. It's like athlete worship is throughout the whole thing, right? There's the super fans on the outside. You see them with the little goat ears and all that.
Hold on. Muriel is the super fan attacker, and the film makes clear, or Marjorie. Was it Marjorie?
I don't remember her name. She was weird as hell.
She
looked like the girl from Weapons. You seen Weapons?
I did not see Weapons yet.
You're tripping. You got to see Weapons, and we got to talk about it.
Okay.
Weapons is like one of the best movies I've seen in years.
That's what people keep saying. That it's incredible. I mean, him just. It was right around that scene where the guy is catching the footballs with his face, and it's this horrific scene, and then that character disappears. And the reason why he would do that sort of seems flimsy and disappears.
Oh my God. There's
Why
no
did we
reasoning for anything.
Yeah, why did we do that? I thought we were leading up to Damon. This was all a trick by Damon Wayans to fuck with you. The team does not want you, like I'm just here fucking with you, and then we're gonna have a fight. But no, it was a real training camp, pre-training camp, but I don't know, it just seemed like a bunch of hazing, like a bunch of supernatural hazing.
Supernatural hazing is crazy. It was supernatural hazing, but they're trying. Let's say that there's things that they tried and things that I like that they tried. Like the idea of if professional athletes and people have seen it. If you watch football, professional athletes. You know that there is this idea of being treated like meat. The idea of being expected to be a machine. These things are in there. Then the idea of sacrifice, the flip of God family football to football family God, which meaning you lacking the right spiritual guidance in this and putting spirituality and all that. These themes that if you actually tackled them and flushed them out, would make sense. And I would enjoy them. And some of them in the small things of him, like telling him to take off his clothes, and he gets naked, and I'm like, what the fuck were you doing? Shit like that, and treating him like he's,
it's just stupid hazing, and it goes nowhere. And I'm like, well, I don't understand. Are you welcome?
It's supposed to go to the points of athletic worship, disenfranchised people being used in these sports and entertainment. Same thing with the Indian story, which is a true story. If you know anything about that, I like that they put that in there about like quarterbacking and the Carlisle Indians. That was a great piece of dialogue and information woven into the story, which aligns with where they were at in the movie to express these things as far as, like I said, using players and using athletes and athletic worship and all that. But it literally leads nowhere, especially when you get to this end where it's supposed to be like the organization, right? This is the back office wanting you to sign a deal, and everything is so on the nose with no actual like there's just no substance like in this. It's just on the nose. It's like, look at the devil worshiping owners of the team. What are we like? Can I get some type of subtlety here? Some depth?
The agent
like,
just completely in their pocket. Like, oh, it was all, a movie has.
And they said that, hold on real quick. They said that they sent the nigga to hurt him so they could guarantee to lock him into a deal and get that. So basically showing out how insidious these companies are, how they want to have you since you were a kid, or they're trying to get you right from the beginning. And I'm like, I get it. I see all your symbolism. The thing is, they do not connect to make a great story or have any real substance or depth.
No, there's no connection to, a movie has to be deeper than a television show can be.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like a long, quirky episode of Atlanta rather than a deep movie that's going to take you places like Any Given Sunday is perhaps like the best analog. And that is, I feel much more emotionally dragged around, and like ups and downs that you have in a great movie. In this, I was like, oh no, don't do, oh God. I mean, in a horror movie, typically you are sort of trapped in a situation, and that's part of the thing, right? Like you're sort of trapped. It happens in your dream, or it happens in a space that you can't escape, a haunted house, whatever. I don't remember him trying to escape, or really any reason why he couldn't escape if he just chose to be like, enough of this shit. And I don't really feel like the energy coming at him was so much that it would have made him want to quit. So then it was like, well, what are we doing? We're just having scary things happening around you, but like, I don't know.
This is not a horror movie, and I think it's more so talking about.
Wait, you said it's not a horror movie?
No, it's
a horror movie.
Whatever. You try to say something was I forgot what it was that you said was a horror movie, not a movie. This is not a horror movie as in, oh, he's scary and he's this person that needs to be scared in this space. He's actually comfortable with trying to do whatever and sacrifice to get to where he needs to be. So when he sees these fucked up things, he's like, okay, but I still want to be him. I still want to be the GOAT. I still want to make it. So this is not fucked up enough for me to do anything. I agree with you that the stakes aren't there because like this crazy woman coming out of the sauna and then him choking her out. It's like, how did you get to that, bro? How did you just decide to choke her the fuck out?
Well, wait, Marjorie was she was the fan who's on the street who kept saying, we don't want you.
How did she get in there?
I mean,
it doesn't matter, right? Two,
yeah, I forgive. How did she get in there? She's a crazy.
Yes, that's fine. But I'm saying, like, why is the extent all the way up to choking this woman out?
No, I definitely like you could just like stun and walk away.
You wouldn't
like,
hold her up and start yelling be like, yo, there's a crazy person here.
You don't have to murder her. No, you don't have to there should be security around where you could be like, okay, now I'm getting away from you.
But those little things don't matter. The mascot thing, though, that's what reason I want to bring up. Because there's just so many ideas. This is the problem. There's so many ideas thrown into this movie that if you just simplified it, you could have been okay with it. So the legend of like the mascot and the concept of a mascot and being the counter to a champion or the GOAT, right? So you have the GOAT versus the mascot. At the end of the movie, Isaiah White, whose last name is White, and he plays for the Saviors, White Saviors. Wow. Deep. But anyways, so at the end of the movie, he goes, the killers, he goes, what's the opposite of a killer?
Right.
No, what's the opposite of a savior? And he goes, a killer. And then Cam says, wrong, a mascot. Because the actual opposite of being a champion to a champion or a GOAT is like being nothing. Like, I'm not even on the court. You are a fan. You are a mascot. You're not even in the conversation. You're not even of the sport in any way. And that's the thing. That's the duality that this movie's talking about that doesn't even make any sense. Like, I don't even get, like, it's talking about mascot versus GOAT. And you see it throughout the whole time. You have the mascot hitting him on the head. You have the evil, crazy mascot guy looking with a Mexican hat that wanted the signature, right? Then Marjorie or whatever her name is, she could be looked at as a mascot. Everything is these mascots versus them who are the GOATs, and GOATness runs through people's bloods, and it's something that you're birthed with. You're the chosen one, right? And they even depict that with that Jesus Last Supper scene, which I saw this little halo over his head. I'm like, they're trying to symbolize this man as Jesus. And then it's cut to Marlon and he's all in red. I'm like, now this guy's Satan. I'm like, and then it turns into the Last Supper. I was like, this is so dumb. This is so dumb. And they're trying to make it like the GOATness of the chosen one and the pressure of that and the trap that you put yourself in by trying to be the greatest and the best. And that's why he says that statement. Are you, if you're in prison, why do you, what was it? If you're in prison and you're starving and you're in prison and they offer you food or freedom, do you really have a choice? I was like, that's not deep. Like, what? I looked at my girl. I'm like, did he just say that? Like, what are we talking about?
Also, I'm choosing freedom. What are you talking about? I'll be hungry and get food later. Like, what do you like? You have to choose food because you're an inmate? Like, what? It was beautiful, though. It was beautiful. The cinematography, the shit looked hot, but then they didn't put shit in front of that camera.
Yeah.
I don't care about none of y'all. I don't care about none of y'all characters. I'm not rooting for any of you. I don't care. I don't like. I don't want. I don't hate any of you because I didn't hate Damon Wayans. I understood what he was trying to do, and the kid was just a cipher. Like he's just the next one. Okay, and he's just moving through the fucking scenes while things are happening to him. I don't know. I couldn't even really tell you anything about him.
Can't say nothing about him.
You know what I
That
mean? He was just
yeah, yeah.
it just the movie just happens to him, but like he's not like a character who's like influencing this. Like he has his football identity and that he is great. Okay, aside from that, he's just a nice basic guy. Like
Which is what they wanted to try to do with him, even with the title that kind of references that. But who it doesn't matter. What you said that matters the most is you don't care because they didn't earn anything. There's no stakes. We didn't give a fuck. They have this fight at the end that no one gave a fuck about. No one cares. There was a bunch of I don't care throughout the whole movie. And a great visual. It's like a music video. It felt like a Hype Williams music video. It was just like, I
wow,
don't know what this is about.
why you gotta attack hype though?
That's
Leave
not an attack. I'm talking
what
about
it is.
it's visually dope.
No, it's beautiful like Belly, like Hype,
Yeah.
traditionally for sure. I gotta keep being reminded that this nigga's name is Tyreek Withers. He is black.
Yeah, he's a black. He's just a high yellow
He
nigga.
has a,
You
he
can't
has
hate
a
on him.
brother named Keontae and a sister named Kayla.
He from Florida.
He from Florida.
He from Florida. That's just a nice nigga.
Jacksonville. He is
Yeah,
black.
black as
See,
shit. But I think he did well. I actually liked his performance, my high yellow brother. And then Marlon, I feel like back and forth, I was like, yo, Marlon really can act. Like in that how comedians have that like tendency to be able to get into that real deep
mhm.
vibe. And then sometimes he just feels like it was still a joke. Like sometimes when he was yelling, I was just like, I don't really feel that. But when he was doing the whole shoot the football in the kid's face thing, I felt the like menacingness of his character. So I liked him in this. I like Marlon.
I'm trying to remember back now. There was a whole thing about if Cam plays again, he could have permanent brain damage.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He's on the edge. He one more concussion and it's over. That was a great thing to put in the plot of like we can really like work with this and fuck with him and like he's on a razor's edge with his life and that they never come back to that. I completely forgot about that until I'm reading this plot summary. I'm like they set up a big thing with that,
Well, it was there the entire time, actually.
but
They
it
all
doesn't.
visually, yeah.
But it
So
never visually. I know what you're saying, but like he actually physically attacked a guy with his head and nothing happened to him, right? And they did play it up with the visual of like, oh, but like nothing happened. I thought, oh, his skull is gonna come apart or some shit, but like no, or they're gonna fuck with it. Like no,
yeah, it was something that was teetering and left as something empty. I agree with that. They visually brought it up over and over again, but did they use it
visually,
in any
yeah.
way? Like if it's Any Given Sunday, like there's not that many football movies and sports movies that have that type of dark side that show you the
Mhm.
dark side of it. It's usually look at the triumph of us being able to win. You know, that's usually remember the Titans. There's like 10,000 of those movies, Rudy and all that type of shit. You got Any Given Sunday, which feels like it has the depth and reality of franchise football. This could have been something similar, but it also was trying to be some weird Jordan Peele-esque black surrealist thing that doesn't work. It's
But
like
like
pick what you wanted to be.
the blood, the goat blood is super important to this plot, but it's underplayed in multiple ways that would have made this a better film. Like we don't find out till like 3/4 the way through the film that it's really this secret goat blood that he's been drinking that made him so great. And now we're just going to give it to you if we think that you are tough enough to handle this world where this crazy shit happens around you. Okay, that's a weird fucking question. But I would have made a much bigger deal out of the goat blood earlier so you understand like a little bit better of that what's going on with that part of the plot so that it's in your mind of like this is why this guy succeeded and is this new kid going to take it or not? Why would he not? I mean, like, if it's a metaphor for steroids, right? Which it is.
Yeah. Mhm.
Are you really? I'm like, we didn't set up a level of purity or morality for this character to be believable, to say, I'm not doing the thing. I'll do everything else you do. You know how niggas are when they're dying to be a star in a sport like that? I'll take anything that motherfucker would take. I will do anything. He got 8 rings. I'll do anything that he did, rather than like, no, I'm cool. And it's not a big character plot point. So it just sort of, the moment sort of falls flat. The whole sort of stratagem falls flat. And even after we learn about the blood is when he takes the trophy and kills him. So you, what, it couldn't save you when you needed it. When you was getting attacked, you needed the super energy then. What's happening?
These are facts. And the super energy thing, like you said, it's like, it's not that you need to explain it, but you have to give it some value and make it make sense with the world that you created. They just show you him taking blood randomly when he gets to the camp, and it doesn't make sense. It's like, you can't just take people's blood. Like, you didn't tell me like what you could have. Something needs to happen for me to understand that some blood is going into this other human being, and they're not dying. Because if I take your blood and put it inside me, that's gonna fuck me up. That's not how blood works. So it's
Okay.
no, I'm saying you have to create the world. If you have a world, the vampires suck blood, right? You create the world and validate it within the world you create. They did not do that within the world they created. They didn't validate any of these things and then tell you at the end, yeah, we're taking the blood of. It doesn't make any sense, because even in your world, I'm not saying that things need to make sense as in our reality. They didn't make sense within your world and parameters you created. They didn't do that at all. But the other thing you said is about why he didn't. This is what I thought was interesting, is like why he didn't take the blood or rejected it, because there's some concept. This is why I feel like the ending and all that shit was just probably rushed. There's a concept that they're trying to do where his dad was forcing him to kind of like see what a man is like in the beginning of it, and he wasn't really paying attention as a child. You saw that, like that part, and then he's contemplating what he wants to do, and everyone's asking him before he tries to go to the league. And then he says that he's doing this for his family. And Zay says, you need to dig deeper because your family can't be what you need to get to the next level. He was communicating supposedly that he didn't really want this. This is something that his dad wanted and other people wanted, but he wanted to quit. And then he says it out loud to somebody in some speech that I didn't even really want to do this. I was going to quit. And then my dad died, so I kept going. Right?
Okay.
That emotional arc and wasn't earned as well. Because did you feel that? Did you make the connection between all those things? I think that's a loose ass connection. It's not strong. It's not a real arc to give him the drive to go against.
That whole opening bit was really not really necessary. Did not need to see him as a child. Did not need to see. I don't need to see your father living for your dead father to be an important character, right? Like, just as soon as a man or woman says, my late father, whatever, like he meant so much to me, whatever, like you immediately, I don't have to have seen the character to have felt that. But also, like, this kid Cam, I don't see what is it about him that he would suffer. Isn't it 3 separate attacks? See, if the monsters are fans, then that's 3 attacks by fans. If there's one attack by a fan, fine. I'll accept that. Even though I don't know why the fan is attacking him, because she loves Damon Wayans' character so much. She's attacking the quarterback draftee,
Marlon.
I guess. I mean, if he was a known player from another team, right? Like we traded for the Dennis Rodman of quarterbacks or whatever. Okay,
well,
great.
It's kind of the LeBron Michael thing. He's the new chosen one. Everyone's calling him the chosen one. So Michael fans hate LeBron.
When Andrew Luck showed up in Indianapolis, they were like, Peyton who? We got the next guy. Like,
yeah, but they're not referencing that. The movie's trying to reference the GOAT conversations between LeBron and Michael. That's what's really referencing in that. The whole chosen one. They don't have a chosen one in football.
The kid would have to. I don't know. I'm like, you guys got to go back to the drawing board because there's like a lot of problems in this whole fucking thing.
That's really it. The movie just starts. The movie is like this, and then it just dips. It just dips hard into what the fuck am I watching?
I'ma get $1 million in the bank.